All right, James Lee with James Lee's Bees here. I am checking on this colony right here that I fed some sugar cakes to the beginning of January, maybe end of December. And that was because they have pretty much consumed most of their stores. And I did not necessarily feed so they could backfill into the brood nest area. So they are all the way up in the top and had been for quite some time. And although there was some capped honey up there, I decided that I was going to go ahead and add some insurance policy to this colony. So I'm going to go ahead and crack this open, and I'm going to take a look at the inside of this feeder shim here and just see briefly, real quick, where they are as far as emergency feed is left. It is January 28th, 2023. It's about 28 degrees, I think, right now, maybe 30 tops. So we're not going to open it long. And if I do see that there needs to be some stores, I'm going to add some of these sugar cakes that I've been carrying around in the truck with me for just in case situations. All right, let's have a look. All right, I pulled the block off there because it required two hands. And when the moisture gets down underneath the block on this foam board, it freezes to the block and it makes it stick, if you will. Hopefully I don't disturb them too much. Oh yeah, it looks really good. Plenty of sugar in there. Well, I am not going to add anything there. Stores seem to be adequate. I'll put the block back on there and leave them alone. Well, I wasn't necessarily going to, but I got the camera out just to check on these colonies because I was seeing a lot of bees in the bottom boards. These are the singles, and I'm going to move from them to the left. These are the other colonies. Also got quite a bit going on at the bottom boards. The middle one's a little smaller, maybe a little weaker, but I think they're doing all right because I got a good thermal on the back side of that one. These ones all look like they're still doing pretty decent. Good sized colonies, a lot of signature in the top boxes, and that's obviously where all the food stores are. And these are back to the Stevens Bee Co. Queens that were open mated in my yard. Still doing pretty solid here on January 28th, 2023. You can see right here, right there, those two boxes. The bees are sharing warmth with each other between the two because they're smushed together. In this colony on the right side, you can see the heat loss up the top. That's the feeder shim where the sugar is, and that's where a bulk of the bees are. But you can see where the cluster is there down in the middle of it too. So I am well pleased with the mating yard. These bees are all untreated. There were no chemical interventions. There were early spring brood breaks to prevent swarming on most of these colonies. A couple of them were swarm retrievals, and some were some singles that were late summertime splits. But a bulk of these, outside of normal brood breaking that would occur through expansion or swarm retrieval, they are all chemical free. Romulus, Michigan, southeastern Michigan. All right then. Pulled the top off of this one too. You guys will look at those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seams of bees. The moisture up there above the frames, they're taking the moisture off the top. No ventilation up here. Looks like they've still got 3 full frames of stores over here on this side. I can imagine they're burning through there, maybe a pound and a half a week. With the temps right now, they're going to slow down in their consumption a little bit. They won't be moving around as active. But it's nice and warm in there. And that's the other downside to this system, is that they stay so warm, they're actively moving around. They could be burning more resources that way when they're that active. But so far, so good. This is working just fine. You can see that we still have some honeybees in the snow here. Lots of honeybees making cleansing flights. Looks like I got quite a bit of dead bees on bottom boards. These were 2 very small colonies, but last I checked with the thermal camera, they were doing okay. These ones have been pretty small for quite some time, but they were doing all right. This one looks pretty significant loss down here, but they had pretty good thermal signal last time I checked them too. And you can see the ice melting here on this board. Oh, there we got one coming out. There she goes. Yep, so come back and check on them again in the next warm-up.